How many remember PNB Nation Clothing? PNB Nation was one of the most influential yet often overlooked streetwear brands of the 90s and early 2000s. Before streetwear was commonly used to describe the genre, PNB Nation was setting trends, making statements, and bringing real hip-hop culture to fashion. During the peak, PNB ran at the front of the pack with some of the biggest names back then. But over the years, much like many of those same brands, they faded from public view. But why? What happened exactly? Well, let's find out. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the rise and fall of PNB Nation, paving the way for modern streetwear. But before we get started, please take a second to stop and hit that like button for us. Liking and sharing these is the best way to get the YouTube algorithms to notice us and help us promote so that we can continue to grow. Also, don't forget to stop by the website and check out some of the wares. There's something for everyone there, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something that you like. But with all that being said, let's dive right in. To understand PNB Nation's rise, we have to go back to the early 90s in New York City. At the time, rap as a genre was transitioning from a niche underground thing to a global phenomenon. And along with it, they brought a look created in the streets that millions of people wanted to emulate. PNB Nation was founded in the early 90s by Roger Brew McHale, James Bluster Alicia, Sung Choi, Isaac West Rubenstein, and Zulu Williams. All a collective of graffiti artists and creative who wanted to fuse their love for hip-hop, activism, and street culture into a clothing brand. The name PNB stood for Post No Bills, a reference to the warning signs plastered across city walls to discourage street art. In essence, PNB was rebellion, creativity, and expression stitched into every garment. The collective began designing and printing their own t-shirts, hoodies, and jackets, often inspired by graffiti and featuring messaging heavily influenced by hip-hop. In the early days, they sold their pieces at local events and record stores, basically out of their backpacks. Their designs often included socially conscious themes, reflecting the struggles and triumphs of urban youth. It was fashion with a message. In the beginning, they were a ragtag bunch of guys. They were artists at heart, not business suits. But despite that fact, it worked. At the time, there wasn't many clothing lines catering to the community. So the fact that they were, and that they were located in the epicenter of fashion, being New York City, it didn't take long for rappers, DJs, and artists to embrace the brand, making it a streetwear staple. It wasn't long before PNB Nation was seen alongside other giants like FUBU, Karl Kani, and Fat Farm, helping to define the 90s urban fashion. The brand's designs resonated with the youth, particularly those immersed in graffiti, skateboarding, and the hip-hop scenes on the East Coast. PNB Nation was a quintessential New York brand. They were in all the hip-hop stores around the city, but when it came to venture out west, they initially got a bit of resistance. At the time, LA had their own homegrown brands with their own feel, so they didn't immediately pick up on PNB. But as time passed, the creative and bold nature of the brand was undeniable. PNB continued to go after the biggest names in rap, which helped keep them in the forefront of the genre. As hip-hop went global, so did PNB Nation. Their bold graphics and street-savvy designs found a home in Japan, Europe, and beyond. Major celebrities outside of rap, including Aaliyah, TLC, and even some athletes were seen sporting the brand. Eminem famously appeared at the VMAs wearing one of their shirts, which gave them even more hype. Dipset and Jen appeared in ads, and in the early 2000s, PNB was at their height. But the very same wave that was washing over all of the other 90s street brands was roaring towards PNB Nation as well. The emergence of mid-2000s brands officially launched the streetwear era, as I like to call it at least, pushing out the old guard that had dominated years prior. PNB Nation, like many others, fell victim to this as well. Fans of the genre had picked up on new trends and looks, and the classic style of baggy clothing and graffiti designs had taken a back seat to more fitted pieces and updated, more modern graphics. PNB Nation, like many other brands in its era, was regarded as a relic of the past. The original collective eventually sold the brand to LT Group, a Filipino-based company, for an undisclosed amount. While this move was meant to expand the brand, it actually watered down its authenticity even more. The new ownership failed to connect with the culture or evolve properly to combat all of the new competition, causing PNB to fall even further down the hole that they found themselves in. Eventually, PNB Nation all but disappeared. There's no website, there's no attempts at revival, nothing. As the nostalgia wave took over in the last few years, old school PNB pieces have been bringing in top dollar on the resale market though, which at least proves that there is a demand for the grails created in the past. PNB Nation may not dominate streetwear today, but its impact is undeniable. It helped lay the foundation for modern streetwear, showing that fashion could be a form of expression, activism, and art. But what do you think? Were you a fan of PNB Nation back in the day? Hit us in the comments and let us know. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, we hope you already hit the like button for us, but if you haven't, what you waiting for? Go on and do it now. Liking and sharing these videos is the only way to get the YouTube algorithms to notice our channel so that we can continue to grow. And if you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode, which we are now doing 2 videos of a week, hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. That way you can be dinged when each new video is released. But with all that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com signing out. Until next time, peace.